stop. Put the burger down. Look at that bun in your hand. It feels incredibly soft, right? Like a fluffy, warm cloud. You squeeze it, and it bounces back perfectly every single time. You think you're looking at fresh bread straight from a baker's oven, but you are wrong. You aren't just eating wheat and yeast. You are chewing on a chemical compound that was never designed for a human stomach. Imagine you are at the gym. Look at the floor, those spongy, flexible yoga mats. Now, look at the bottom of your favorite running shoes. That same rubbery bounce is inside your mouth right now. It is called Azodicarbonamide. This is the yoga mat chemical, and it is the only reason your fast food burger looks fresh after sitting on a shelf for months. Most people are in a food trance. They see a value meal, and they don't ask questions. They trust these billion-dollar brands. But in 2026, the food industry has a dark secret. They have traded your health for their shelf life. They have traded real nutrition for industrial plastic. Your body was built to digest grains, not gym equipment. In the next few minutes, I am going to pull back the curtain on the Everlasting Bun trap. I will reveal the specific brands using this industrial filler just to save a few pennies. Most will stay in the trance and keep eating. But you are here because you're tired of being lied to. Let's look at what is really inside that dough. Let's clear up the biggest lie first. You aren't literally biting into a rolled-up gym mat. No one is sitting in a kitchen cutting up rubber pads and stuffing them into your burger. That would be too easy to spot. Instead, the food industry uses a clever, invisible trick. They use a chemical called Azodicarbonamide, or ADA for short. In the world of industrial manufacturing, ADA is a foaming agent. When it's heated up, it creates tiny bubbles of gas. This is exactly how companies make yoga mats, flip-flops, and padded mailers spongy and flexible. It gives plastic that rebound feel. Now, ask yourself, why is that same rebound inside your bread? To a giant food corporation, your burger bun isn't just food. It's a product that needs to survive a journey. Real bread is alive. It has yeast that breathes. Within 2 days, real bread starts to get hard. Within 4 days, it grows green mold. But big brands can't have that. They need a bun that can sit in a hot truck for 3 days, stay in a plastic bag for a week, and still feel pillowy soft when it hits the toaster. This is where the yoga mat chemical comes in. A DA acts as a powerful dough conditioner. It bleaches the flour to a perfect snowy white and strengthens the dough so it can hold more air. This creates an everlasting texture. It's an illusion of freshness. When you squeeze that bun, it isn't soft because it's fresh. It's soft because it's structurally reinforced with a plastic-forming chemical. But here is the part that should make you angry. While the USA still allows this in your food, most of the developed world has said no. In the European Union, the United Kingdom, and Australia, putting ADA in food is a criminal offense. If a baker in London used the same recipe as a fast food chain in Chicago, they could face massive fines or even jail time. Why? Because global health experts decided that the risk of respiratory issues and chemical breakdown wasn't worth the softness. So we have to ask the hard question, why is your health worth less than a European's? Why are American families allowed to be the lab rats for industrial plasticity while other countries protect their citizens? It's because these brands have convinced us that soft equals good. They want you to stay in the trance. They want you to believe that if it's on the shelf, it's safe. But as we are about to see, legal does not mean healthy. Now we have to talk about the names you know. You are probably asking the most important question of all. Which brands are doing this to me right now? You want to know if your favorite Friday night meal is actually a chemical experiment. Let's look at the big players. Think about the golden arches that you see on every street corner. Think about the king of flame-grilled burgers. And think about the sub shop that has spent millions of dollars convincing you that you are eating fresh. For years, many of these giant companies used the yoga mat chemical in almost every single bun they baked. Why? Because they operate on a massive scale. They make millions of buns every single day in giant factories. They need those buns to stay soft in a store in Maine and a store in California at the same time. If a bun feels like a soft, squishy pillow, there is a very high chance it has been conditioned with ADA. Have you ever seen those viral videos of a burger that simply won't rot? People have left fast food burgers on a shelf for 5, 10, even 20 years. They don't grow mold. They don't smell. They don't even change shape. They just sit there, looking exactly like they did the day they were bought. This is not a miracle of cooking. It is a biological warning sign. Even bacteria, the tiny organisms that eat almost anything on Earth, refuse to touch this bread. If nature's cleanup crew won't eat it, why are you putting it into your body? You might think, but the government says it's fine. This is where the big deception happens. There is a massive loophole in the law called GRAS, which stands for Generally Recognized as Safe. This allows chemicals that were approved decades ago to stay legal, even when modern science starts to uncover the risks. The big food brands use this loophole to keep their costs at rock bottom. They aren't looking out for your longevity. They are looking at their quarterly earnings reports. But here is the catch. Because of public pressure, some of these brands have started to remove ADA, but only after they were caught. They didn't do it for your health. They did it to save their reputation. However, many generic breads in your local grocery store and many smaller fast food chains still use it because it's the cheapest way to make fake fresh bread. They hope you won't read the fine print on the ingredient list. They hope you'll just keep squeezing the bun and thinking, wow, so soft, while ignoring the industrial reality hidden inside the dough. Now, let's talk about the reality your body feels every single day, even if your mind chooses to ignore it. In the title of this video, I promised that swallowing this garnish is something you will regret forever. But why? The answer isn't just found in a science lab. It's found in how you feel after your lunch break. The real danger of azodicarbonamide, ADA, begins the moment it hits the heat of an industrial oven. When this yoga mat powder is baked at high temperatures, it undergoes a chemical transformation. It breaks down into two highly controversial and dangerous compounds, semicarbazide and urethane. These aren't just complicated chemistry terms. In global laboratory reports, researchers found that when urethane was administered to test subjects, it triggered the rapid development of tumors and cancer-like symptoms. Now, stop and think about that. You are sitting there enjoying a convenient lunch. But inside that bun is an industrial substance playing a game of Russian roulette with your cells. Is the texture of a spongy burger really worth gambling with your long-term cellular health? Beyond the long-term scares, this chemical is the primary culprit behind a condition known as baker's asthma. Factory workers who handle this powder in its raw form often suffer from severe respiratory distress as their lungs begin to seize up. If this powder is toxic enough to hospitalize people just by being in the air, what do you think it is doing to the lining of your digestive system? Your stomach is a brilliant biological machine, but it simply does not recognize industrial plastic. Because it's not an organic substance, your body struggles to break it down. The result? Internal inflammation. Have you ever felt that strange, heavy brain fog or extreme fatigue right after eating a fast food burger? You might blame the salt or the calories, but the real culprit could be that rubber conditioner trapped in your intestines, forcing your immune system to work overtime to flush it out. In 2026, when our immunity is more important than ever, we are forcing our bodies to fight a battle against a cheap bread softener. This regret doesn't usually happen instantly. It works like a slow poison. One burger today, another next week. Slowly, your skin loses its glow, your digestion slows down, and your natural energy vanishes. These massive brands want you to stay addicted to the softness and the taste, while you remain blind to the industrial waste hidden in the dough. But remember, your stomach is not a factory dustbin. The true regret comes years later when a doctor explains why your health is failing, and by then, the damage is already done. Now that we have uncovered the dark side of the Everlasting Bun, you might be feeling stuck. You might be asking, is there anything left to eat? The good news is that knowledge is your best defense. You don't have to be a victim of the food industry's plastic shortcuts. You can take control of your health starting with your very next meal. This is your survival guide for navigating the grocery aisles and fast food menus of 2026. The first step is simple. Become a label detective. When you pick up a pack of buns at the store, flip it over. Real bread only needs 4 things: flour, water, yeast, and a pinch of salt. But industrial bread often has 20 or 30 ingredients. Look specifically for the word Azodicarbonamide. If you see it, or its shorter version, ADA, put it back. But be careful, brands are getting smarter. They might hide it under the vague term dough conditioner. If the ingredient list looks like a high school chemistry project, it's not food, it's a manufactured product. Use your hands. We have been brainwashed to think that softer is better. In reality, real bread has texture, it has a crust, it has a soul. If you can squish a burger bun into a tiny ball of dough and it bounces back like a sponge, that is a red flag. Real bread doesn't act like a memory foam pillow. Start choosing breads that feel slightly firm or artisanal. These are usually baked without the heavy industrial softeners that keep plastic bread soft for weeks. The big brands, the golden arches, and the sub-shops only change when they lose money. In 2026, some of these giants have finally started removing ADA because people like you started asking questions. Support the brands that have publicly committed to clean labels. Look for local bakeries or organic sections where no artificial preservatives isn't just a marketing slogan, but a promise. If you absolutely need that fast food fix, do your research before you hit the drive-thru. Many chains now provide their full ingredient lists online. Search for ADA-free options. It takes 30 seconds, but it saves your body from days of inflammation. Remember, the goal isn't to live in fear, it's to live with your eyes wide open. You have spent years being misled by big corporations that prioritize profit over your lifespan. But by choosing real food over industrial garnishes, you are telling these brands that your health is not for sale. You are choosing a body that is fueled by nutrition, not reinforced by plastic. We have reached the end of the road. You now know the truth about the Everlasting Bun. You know that the pillowy softness you once loved is nothing more than an industrial illusion, a chemical trick played on your senses by billion-dollar corporations. You've seen the science, the global bans, and the physical regret that follows every plastic bite. But now, the burden of truth is on you. Most people will finish this video, feel a moment of shock, and then they will forget. Tomorrow, they'll pull into that same drive-thru under the golden arches or walk into that sub-shop. They'll choose to stay in the food trance, swallowing gym equipment and shoe sole chemicals because it is convenient. But you can't unsee what you've just seen. Every time you look at a burger bun from now on, you won't see fresh bread. You will see a yoga mat. You will see the industrial bleach. You will see a corporation that thinks your health is worth less than their shelf life. The food industry in 2026 won't change because they care about you. They will only change when you stop paying them to poison you. Every dollar you spend is a vote. Are you voting for industrial plasticity, or are you voting for your own survival? Don't let your friends and family keep swallowing this lie. If you care about someone who eats fast food every day, send them this video right now. You might be the only thing standing between them and a lifetime of chemical regret. Check the labels, trust your gut, and for the sake of your future self, never swallow this garnish again.